Hi, this is Cecelia from Tarot by Cecelia, and today is Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. The tarot card for today is the Five of Pentacles, and this one is labeled the Five of Earth from the Coffee Tarot by artist Ron Boyer. Today is certainly an interesting day energetically. Very late in the day, here where I am, it's at 9 p.m. The sun will be moving into the sign of Libra, leaving Virgo behind and beginning a new season at the time of the equinox, which, depending upon which hemisphere you live in, will either be autumn or spring. And I always say that seasonal energy shifts are among the most powerful that we can experience, and I do not feel this one to be any exception. Now, insofar as our card is concerned today, what I would have to ask you is if you have seen my video that came out on Sunday, which showed the cards for the week. Because if you saw this card, you might be like, oh, right? But then what follows it? Very, very interesting indeed. Well, let's talk about the moon for a minute. The moon continues in Leo, and it will make a sextile to Mars, a square to Uranus, and an opposition to Saturn. Boy, does that sound like a mixed bag, huh? What you have to keep in mind is that moon transits do not have, the long-term effect of planetary transits, okay? So they're only a matter of maybe a few hours where you might experience them if they are to affect you. But when we have the moon sextile Mars, there's, all this passion that's brought into the mix. And, I think it can be a good thing. Now, it depends upon where you live, whether or not you're up, of course, when these things happen to, take advantage of them. But to me, that's the best of the entire day. Moon square Uranus. Boy, oh boy. And Uranus is so unpredictable. The moon is so moody. How you feel and how you react. You may want to watch different people and, see how they are when these types of transits are in effect, because really, truly, anything can happen. But it's just that antsy kind of moody feeling where people may be irritable and irrational. I do think it's going to be important to watch your mood today as well as the moods of others. This one, the moon opposed Saturn, really can play into that Five of Pentacles card because it's a card of lack. And when we see Saturn in the mix, we have a tendency to feel down about things, even when, we may not necessarily need to be. It just has a way of making us sad and depressed and things like that. But the saving grace, like I have said back at the beginning, is that moon transits don't last that long. Now, it takes me a while, doesn't it, sometimes to get to the card. But that's just the thing. When we look at this image, here we have a guy. How many times have I encountered, people like this and offered them a cup of coffee? And right behind him is a place that offers what he needs, offers shelter, but he's sitting there having the coffee. All right. So there's lack, there's poverty, sometimes it's spiritual. But, we don't have to be penniless or homeless to, feel the lack and like there is something missing. Now, back in the beginning, I also mentioned the cards that are coming. And we have today this big energy shift. The best way I can explain it is if you go over to my website and you listen to my readings that are like for your sun sign, the full moons, the new moons, the weeklies, and all of that. And of course, my October Love and Finance is available right now for everyone on YouTube and Instagram and wherever else I may have put it. But my point here is that this energy shift that's coming in today is an important one. And it takes us from, and it doesn't happen overnight, but it definitely is moving in the right direction, that feeling of lack turning into something which is for long-term gain. And we will talk more about that tomorrow. So, yeah, It just, we've been in a story. And like I said, the people who listen to me, my subscription services, understand where I'm coming from with this. Because we finally made it. We made it to the equinox. And from here on out, the story begins to change. The question is how, where it takes us, and there is so much more to come. So, right? Are we really lacking today, or are we just not noticing what is available? I want to thank you all very much for being here. I'll see you here again tomorrow. And as always, have a great day.